imagine spending thousands of dollars to save a sick dog that you just brought home from a pet store? A dog that you were told was healthy.
That happened to one local family, and Two on Your Side's investigation found that they aren't alone in their experience with this store. CBS 2's Kristine Lazar is here to explain.
Rick and Pat, a lot is going to change soon because there was a state law that was just passed that bans the sale of dogs and cats at pet stores unless they're rescues. But that doesn't go into effect for another year, which means pet stores like BarkWorks can continue to do business even if their animals aren't as healthy as they say they are. This is Nova, a Siberian Husky puppy that came with a hefty price tag, $1,200. Still, the Flores family of Whittier thought they were getting a good deal.
We expected the dog to be healthy. We got her from, we thought, a reputable puppy store.
That store is here in the Brea Mall. It's called BarkWorks. They sell an assortment of purebred puppies. Hi, I'm Christine. I'm with Channel 2. Two on Your Side went to BarkWorks for answers after the Flores' puppy Nova became gravely ill within days of going home.
But by the time she came out of the hospital, all the bills had reached close to $5,000.
Nova was diagnosed with an intestinal parasite 3 days after she was purchased. Then the family says she started vomiting uncontrollably. They took her back to the vet and were prescribed medication.
But by the next day, within 24 hours, she was getting worse.
One ambulance ride later, Nova was admitted to a pet hospital and diagnosed with pneumonia.
Seeing your dog behind a glass case because they're in an oxygen tank, I mean, that's basically like seeing a child going through that and knowing that she's so sick and that she could die.
Once Nova recovered, the Floreses say they contacted BarkWorks to cover some of their vet bills. Their signed agreement states that if a dog becomes ill within 15 days of purchase, the customer is entitled to return or exchange the dog or keep the dog and get reimbursed for vet fees up to 150% of the purchase price. Maggie Flores says she spoke to a manager and thought a check was on the way.
As weeks went on, we started wondering what was taking so long. So when we'd call, she would assure us, oh, don't worry, you know, sometimes these things take time, but it's a done deal.
Soon, that manager, Flores says, wouldn't take her calls. So Two on Your Side called BarkWorks, and we were told the owners would call us back if they wanted to. 3 days later, we went into the store and were told to leave. Do you get dogs from puppy mills?
We are not answering any questions.
So we did some digging and found this lawsuit filed on behalf of 3 BarkWorks customers. The lawsuit alleges that the pet store chain knowingly sells sick dogs, dogs purchased from puppy mills, and that the store falsely advertises that the dogs all come from reputable breeders.
Your dog is a healthy dog. We don't send people home with sick dogs. Okay. It's against our morals.
The nonprofit Companion Animal Protection Society, or CAPS, produced this undercover video at BarkWorks in Brea last year. CAPS claims that paperwork they were shown at BarkWorks listed a known puppy mill as the source of at least one of the dogs.
We've investigated facilities that sell to BarkWorks, and they are in fact puppy mills.
Online, there are several reviews that tell a similar experience as the Floreses. This reviewer wrote that the dog she purchased came with a laundry list of health problems, including an intestinal parasite and an upper respiratory infection. This customer wrote that the English Mastiff she purchased was diagnosed with head trauma.
The animals are already coming from very poor conditions and then undergoing the severe stress of being transported and then kept in a cage.
We love our dog so much, and we really feel like we're advocating for her or for any other puppies that could be sold by this company.
BarkWorks never got back to us, but as soon as we contacted them, they did finally reimburse the Floreses for some of their vet bills. The contract allowed for up to 150% of the price of the dog, so that's what they got, a check for about $1,800. Pat, back to you.
All right, thanks for that, Christine. Now, can Two on Your Side help you? Just email twoonyourside@cbs.com with your problem, or on social media, use the hashtag #TwoOnYourSide.